Well, the camera. ಅಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಸರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಬಸ್ಸಿನ ಬಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ I'm going to speak only for maybe 20 to 25 minutes. And then we will divide it into maybe 2 or 3 groups and have discussions in the conversation we call and then come back and you can actually report and then we will have a better conversation. I'm also happy that my colleague and research scholar, Rev. Dr. is here. We work together on this research. I'm happy. I'm happy and also I'm a bit scared because we should not comment afterwards what kind of session we will take. We expected from you more, but it's a good comment we have. I believe that different types, I mean, at least 4 topics that you are going to deal with in these next coming 4 weeks, 4 months. The topic that is given to me is over the whole context of that topic is towards thinking and practicing spirituality. I love this, the second, actually that's the first one. Towards thinking and practicing spirituality. means it's a process. The moment we say it is towards, it's a process. We are in the process of thinking. We are in the process of practicing spirituality. And that is a very catchy word towards thinking and practicing spirituality. In that, today we are going to discuss about very briefly about overcome. My presentation has three parts. Okay, three parts. One is to understand what is overcome. Okay, from its perspective. What is overcoming, and in fact, what is not also in fact. And the second one is what is the context in which we are discussing about overcome. Yeah. And the third part is what we can become when we, or what is the process of overcome. So that is the brief framework. And today's session, we are going to have four topics. Today's session will be a kind of introduction to all that, and we will set the framework. You know what is framework. Uh, we will have the kind of framework and to understand all that other topics. Right? You can stop me and ask any question related to the topic. And if you do not understand also, right? Some of you are sitting very serious. Are you forced to be here? No. At least one or two places are still very serious. Yeah, don't force to smile also. You can be what you are. Yeah. If you want to walk out, I think you can just this is enough for you can go. The first one is conceptualizing overcoming. Means what does overcoming mean? Okay. Overcoming like coming to speak, yeah. Overcoming like coming to speak. Overcoming defeating. Okay. Something. Jumping over a hurdle. Okay. Where is the to move on, yeah. Control. Yes. Yeah. Get first roller. There is no right or wrong answer. Overcoming. Yeah. எதனால சொல்லலாம்? Yeah, you to overcome that. Yeah, overcoming. தமிழ்ல சொல்லுங்க எனக்கு ஓவர்கமிங்னா தமிழ்ல என்னது? மேற்கொள்ளுதல். Yeah, beautiful. I think the first part is over. எல்லா ஆன்சரும் சொல்லிட்டீங்க. You have told almost all the answers. Yeah, let us go. It is a profound sense of victory and restoration. You know, overcoming means it is a profound sense of victory. The water it is coming. You know, it is victory or restoration. Restoration means it's already we had something, but we are getting back. To cross over or move beyond. Yeah, exactly what you said. Did you see my? No. Okay. That is Ayurma. Yeah, good. To cross over or move beyond means like traversing a mountain. Yeah, like Himalaya mountain trekking. I thought initially that they go for the kind of sightseeing. Now I understand how expensive it is. They have to spend more than 30 lakhs or 5 lakhs. It depends upon the route that you go. So overcoming the Himalaya is very costly affair. Overcoming. So that's what exactly means to cross over and move beyond. The next one is gaining higher ground, rising above what overwhelms or overpowers. நம்மை எது அடக்க விரும்புகிறதோ அதை மேற்கொள்ளுதல், அதற்கு அகேன்ஸ்டா. Right? That is one of the meanings of overcoming. Next is exact word, defeating, mastering, or conquering in the midst of struggle. See, overcoming அந்த மீனிங்க்கு அர்த்தமே என்னன்னா சேலஞ்ச், இந்த மிட்ஸ் ஆஃப் சேலஞ்ச், இந்த மிட்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஸ்ட்ரகிள். நமக்கு ஒரு ஆப்போனண்டே இல்லைன்னா there is no question of overcoming. We just moving forward, that's all. So in the midst of struggle, in the midst of challenges, in the midst of difficulties, actually we are trying to defeat, we are trying to overcome. Right? Next, அதெல்லாம் ஜெனரல் மீனிங். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பார்த்ததெல்லாம் ஜெனரல் மீனிங். Biblically, the Greek word that is used is nikao or nike. It signifies victory, carrying off the triumph and emerging completely victorious over a formidable opponent. Two important words. Okay, if you have, I don't think that anyone of you have notebook. There are two important words. One is complete victory. New Testament or biblical meaning overcoming, it is a complete victory, and it is victory over a formidable opponent. Abdina, very powerful enemy. They are very powerful enemy. Not ordinary persons, or not ordinary obstacles. It is formidable na ரொம்ப தீவிரமான ஒரு அதிசக்தி வாய்ந்த ஆப்போனன்ட்க்கு அகைன்ஸ்டா not having victory but complete victory. Right? This is not something beautiful. Yeah, biblical understanding overcoming நம்முடைய வாழ்க்கையில overcoming என்றால் it is a complete victory, and also in the midst of against a formidable, a very powerful opponent. நம்ம நிறைய நேரம் that's what we think in our Christian life. எனக்கு எதிராக செய்யப்படுகிற காரியங்கள் எல்லாம் ரொம்ப பவர்ஃபுல்லானது. These are very powerful things that I come across. The challenges are very powerful. My enemy is powerful. Enemy-க்கு நம்ம பைபிள்ல என்ன பேர் வச்சிருக்கோம்? சாத்தான். இல்லையா? சாத்தான் வந்து ஆனா பெண்ணா? அதுக்குள்ள போக வேண்டாம். ஓகே. ரைட். கடவுள் ஆனா பெண்ணா? அதுக்குள்ளே போக வேண்டாம். Satan, we think that he or she is a very powerful person. Without knowing that overcoming what is promised is complete victory. Yeah, that gives a lot of confidence to us. Right? That gives a lot of a kind of shakti kuduthu namakku. Yeah, it is complete victory we can have. Next. Overcoming is not merely winning a temporary battle, it is rising above and beyond the challenge itself. That's what moving beyond. Yeah, challenging overcome பண்றது மாத்திரம் இல்ல, it is moving beyond. அப்படின்னா a progressing. Overcoming is not just today I have some temptation. எல்லா temptation overcoming today I have overcome, and tomorrow. No, the question is not that. Two words again. It is not temporary battle. It is a permanent overcome. If God gives that overcoming power to us, it is a kind of permanent one. And God helps us to move beyond that challenge. Our difficulties are overcome பண்ணி அதற்கு மேலாக ஒரு வாழ்கிற வாழ்க்கை தான் நம்முடைய கிறிஸ்டியன் லைஃப். That is the promise from the last one. What does overcoming mean? Mastering prostrate systems and transcending oppressive structures. Right? This is what the system that we talk, the structures in which we live. This is the part one. Over. Part one is very simple. the side. Previous. Yeah. Oh, no, next. Yeah. The profound sense of victory. அது வந்து நமக்கு ஒரு வெற்றி கொடுக்கிறது. Next, it is gaining higher ground and it is defeating conquering the pits of study. That is important. Next. Yeah, full screen. It is a complete victory and it is against a powerful enemy, a formidable opponent. Right? It can be something related to our mind. It can be anxiety or a kind of that we think நம்மளால இது முடியாது, என்னால் இது ஓவர் கம் பண்ண முடியாது அப்படின்னு நம்ம நினச்சிக்கிட்டு இருந்தா biblical term is explaining, no, when we talk about overcoming, it is complete victory and also in the case of challenge, opponent, and going beyond that. Okay, that is the beauty of the whole understanding. And also, it is not about only a person or only thinking, but it is about the system, the structures that are trying to oppress us. Okay, okay, this is part one. Part two. Before that, the part 2 based on two questions that I want to raise. Okay, two questions. The first question is, what are the hostile systems that we are talking? What are the challenges that we are talking? What are the struggles that we are living with and living in? Yeah, I prepare for Bangalore. We all are Bangalore city people, right? Second question is, what does it mean to overcome these systems? To overcome the two questions after you answer. Again, very briefly, I am going to present. Yeah, part 2. The context and contemporary systems. நம்ம வாழ்ற சூழ்நிலை எப்படிப்பட்ட ஒரு சூழ்நிலை, அதுதான் part 2. அதான் நம்ம we have to understand. If at all we want to overcome, இல்லையா, நம்ம எதை ஓவர்கம் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு நமக்கு புரியும், இல்லையா? சில பேருக்கு மதுரைங்களா இருக்கு biggest challenge to overcome, இல்ல? அண்ட் சிலவங்களுக்கு பேரண்ட்ஸ், எங்க அப்பாவை எப்படி ஓவர்கம் பண்றதுன்னு எனக்கு, எங்க அம்மாவை எப்படி ஓவர்கம் பண்றாங்க தான் எனக்கு பார்த்தா பெரிய எப்படி மாதிரி தெரியுறாங்க, இல்ல? இல்லைன்னா சிலவங்களுக்கு யாரு ஸ்கூலுக்கு போனோம்னா யாரு பெரிய டீச்சர் சொல்லிடுறாரு. நாம பேசிக்கல டீச்சர், சிலவங்களுக்கு டீச்சர் தான் the best enemy. So we have to understand actually who is our enemy, what is the challenge that we have to overcome, right? Against what the complete victory that we can have, right? Other okay. Next, the system we navigate is 4 dimensions. Okay, 4 விதமான ஒரு aspectsல நம்ம சிஸ்டத்தை புரிஞ்சுக்கலாம். Number 1 is personal habits and attitudes. These personal habits and attitudes are the first system that we need to overcome. Personal habits in Solana, it could be many things. Know that எல்லா சர்க்கிளையும் கேட்டுப்போம், யூத் ஃபெலோஷிப்ல திருப்பி அதை பற்றி பேசிக்கலாம். Personal habits, that which is against the scripture, against conscience. நம்முடைய மனசாட்சிக்கு எது பிடிக்காம விரோதமா இருக்கிறதோ, பைபிளுக்கு எது, கிறிஸ்டியன் ஃபெய்த்துக்கு, கிறிஸ்டியன் வேல்யூஸ்க்கு அகெயின்ஸ்டா இருக்கிறதெல்லாம் நாட் வெரி ஹெல்தி ஹேபிட்ஸ், இல்லையா? மொபைல் எடுத்து என்ன பார்க்குறோமோ, என்ன பார்க்க விரும்புகிறோமோ, அது that can become a habit. Then that habits will become character, இல்லையா? அது வந்து நமக்கு then we become addicted. அடிக்ட் ஆன பிறகு we cannot overcome. right? That's what I'm talking, personal habits and attitudes. Attitude என்ன சொல்லுவோம்? Attitude ரொம்ப attitude உள்ள fellow அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. It could be positive and negative, I fully agree. So what are the positive attitude? சிலவங்களுக்கு வந்து பார்த்தா உடனே அவங்க கூட இருக்கணும் போல இருக்கும் இல்லையா? இஸ் சச் அ குட் பர்சன், ஐ கேன் ரிலேட் டு இட். எனக்கு இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு அப்பா கிடைக்கலையே, ஒரு அம்மா கிடைக்கலையே நினைப்பேன். ஏன்னா ஆட்டிடியூட் டுவர்ட்ஸ் த சைல்டு, ரைட்? இல்லைன்னா எனக்கு இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு பையன் கிடைக்கலையே, ஒரு பொண்ணு கிடைக்கலையே. ஆட்டிடியூட் இன்டர்பர்சனல், இட் குட் பி பாசிட்டிவ். நெகட்டிவ் ஆல்சோ, நெட்வைட் சொல்லுவோம்ல, நம்ம தமிழ்ல சொல்லுவோம் கலக்கணும். அங்க படிக்கிறது என்னமோ பட் கலக்கணத்தை பாரு அப்படிங்கிறத ஆட்டிடியூட் ஒரு சின்ன நெகட்டிவ் எக்ஸாம்பிள். அண்ட் ஆட்டிடியூட் டுவர்ட்ஸ் many others, our colleagues, our classmates, youth fellowshipல இவ்வளவு நாள் நல்லா தான் இருந்தாங்க, இப்போ செக்ரட்டரி ஆனவங்க எப்படி ஆச்சு உங்களை சொல்லணுமா? ஓகே, ஏன்னா இவ்வளவு நாள் நல்லா இருந்தாங்க, பாஸ் ஆன பிறகு எவ்வளவு ஆட்டிடியூட் மாத்தினாங்கல்ல. நேச்சுரலா இஸ்ரேல் லெவல்ல தான் இருந்தா, இன்னைக்கு ஒரு பொறுப்பு வந்த பிறகு see his attitude towards staff, students, so that is negative. Yeah. The next one is social and cultural systems. That also can actually, we have to overcome certain things. Yeah, social and cultural systems. Unfortunately, Indiaவில் இருக்கிற பெரிய ஒரு சேலஞ்ச் வந்து caste. Caste is sometimes it is self-defeating. It can become evil. For some people, caste is Satan. It is caste is an evil, right? And we wherever I go, I say that. Caste is an evil, right? Because that we have to overcome. இல்லையா? நான் இவர் கூட பால் கூட எதுக்கு நான் நல்லா ரிலேட் பண்ண விரும்புறேன்னா, நானும் அவரோட ஒரே இல்லை, நானும் இந்த தம்பியும் வந்து வேற ஒரு நல்ல. So that caste, that feeling, we have to overcome in our Christian. That is the greatest dominant, formidable opponent challenge that we are talking. Yeah. The next one is economic and political realities. Sometimes our financial status, நம்முடைய வீட்டில் parents உடைய income and our political realities, that where do we belong, the policies, that can become a kind of challenge to us to overcome. இப்போதான் நம்முடைய கிறிஸ்டியன் கம்யூனிட்டிஸ்க்கு unfortunately we are talking about the persecution. We talked about how Christmas Sunday, how our churches were attacked, Christians were attacked, political policies. That how do we overcome? Right? The last one aspect is spiritual powers and forces. There are spiritual powers and forces that we have to overcome. சிலவங்களுக்கு ஸ்பிரிச்சுவல் ப்ராக்டிசஸே பெரிய சேலஞ்ச் இல்லையா? இது வந்து யூத் மீட்டிங், அதனால நான் சொல்ல போகிறது ரொம்ப ரெலவெண்டாக இருக்காது. ஒருவேளை விமன் ஃபெலோஷிப்லேயோ மென் ஃபெலோஷிப்லாம் ரொம்ப ரெலவெண்டாக இருக்கும். ஒரு தெரிஞ்சவங்க அவங்க வந்து she is very spiritual, she is very spiritual. ரொம்ப நான் வந்து ஆவிக்குரிய மனுஷிய. காலையில ஹஸ்பண்டுக்கோ இல்லை பிள்ளைகளுக்கோ சாப்பாடு இல்லைன்னா சாப்பாடு கொடுக்கணுமா இல்லை பிரேயருக்கு போகணுமா? சாப்பாடு இல்ல. See, our spirituality can become sometimes a challenge to us. இல்லையா? ஃபாஸ்டிங் பிரேயர் போறது குட். நம்ம சர்ச்சு கூட ஃபாஸ்டிங் பிரேயர் ஆரம்பிக்கிறோம்னு நினைக்கிறேன். Fasting prayers are good, we should go. But when somebody is already starving for 4 days, that fellow is forced to starve, forced fasting prayer. Every day ஒரு poor personக்கு சாப்பாடு இல்லாம இருக்கிற நேரம் அவனுக்கு சாப்பாடு கொடுக்கிறது தான் the best fasting prayer I believe. இல்லையா? Then you go. So help a person. So sometimes our spirituality can become a challenge to us. Priorities. So next, நம்ம வாழ்றது என்ன காலகட்டம்? காக்ரோச் இல்ல, இது என்ன பார்ட்டி ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க? காக்ரோச் ஜனதா பார்ட்டி இல்ல, இருக்கீங்களா? நம்பரா கையெழுத்து கொடுக்கிறாங்க. Cockroach Janata Party, what does it mean? It simply started as a way of expression. Now, how it is the influence of social media expanding spaces for expression. The Cockroach Party is providing space to express frustrations, anger, anxiety, uncertainty, and disappointment. Till late night 9 o'clock, Delhi, they all were protesting. நம்ம எஜுகேஷன் மினிஸ்டர் ரிசைன் பண்ண மாட்டேன். ஏன்? இன்றைக்கு வந்து நீட் நடந்துட்டு இருக்கு இல்லையா? நீட் இஸ் கோயிங் ஆன். இட் வாஸ் கேன்சல்ட் பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் leaking the paper, question paper, and frustration. So that is the world that we are living in. Is it not? You and me go through frustrations. We go through anxiety. We all go through frustrations. Different kinds of anxiety, uncertainty. Uncertainty. Certainty, the certainty of uncertainty. அதாவது அன்சர்டனிட்டிங்கிறது சர்டனிட்டி இல்லையா? எப்படியாவது நமக்கு என்னன்னு தெரியாது, என்ன நடக்க போகுதுங்கிறது நமக்கு தெரியாம வாழ்ற ஒரு வாழ்க்கை இல்லையா? அன்சர்டனிட்டி, டிசப்பாயின்மெண்ட்ஸ், ஆங்கர், பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் வேரியஸ் ரீசன்ஸ், ஆங்கர் டுவர்ட்ஸ் அஸ். நம்ம ஆக்சுவலி நார்மல். ஆங்கர் கோபப்படுறது வந்து பாவம் கிடையாது. கோபப்படுறது வந்து if it is within the limit, ஒரு அநீதிக்காக சாட்டை எடுத்து காசு தள்ளிட்டாரு இல்ல சொல்லி இந்த வயசுல இருக்கவங்களுக்குலாம் எம்ஜிஆர் தெரியுமான்னு தெரியல. எம்ஜிஆர் இல்ல எப்ப எடுத்த சாட்டை எடுத்து அடி முடிக்க this that was the kind of thinking we call sometimes holy righteous, and that is the first era age, cockroach age. The second one is the era of hyper competition. Stress of unemployment. வேலை கிடைக்காம சிலவங்களுக்கு பிரஷர்ஸ் ஆஃப் எம்ப்ளாய்மெண்ட் இல்லையா? ஏன்னா இந்த வேலைக்கு போனோம் என்னுடைய ஸ்டூடெண்ட் அவங்க employment anxiety. Just last year only he completed. He did his studies among the science students of NCC. Science students. He did that. Found out all going to employment anxiety. Much mucha employment கிடைக்குமா? ஏன்னா science group எடுத்தா எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு yeah, I can go around. Humanities na கொஞ்சம் லோவான so that anxiety and relentless race to outperform peers. ஒரு IT செக்டர்ல அந்த டைம்ல வேலை பார்த்தா I have to do something differently to perform and to show that I am the best. These are common. That is the context many Bengaluru youth are living. The era of hyper competition. Yeah, the need nala the first meeting ipo nadandha meeting idaiye kidatta 14 members have committed suicide. Yeah, why? Pressure. Enna one beer. Yeah, I cannot. I cannot, my parents have spent a lot of money, but I cannot. So that, how to overcome that? That is the context in which we are living now. Yeah, pressure and competition. Next, the rise of cost of living. Everyday struggles and financial pressures, and the widening gap between income and expenditure, and the epidemic of comparison. No, comparison பண்றது ஒரு பெரிய வியாதி இல்லையா? அதை ஓவர் கம் பண்றதுக்கு நிறைய பேருக்கு முடியாது. My my classmate spends per day உங்களுக்கு பாக்கெட் மணி கொடுப்பாங்களா? கொடுக்குறது இல்லையா? ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் சொல்லி பேரண்ட்ஸ் சொல்லணும். How much இப்போ பாக்கெட் மணிலே ஒரு கான்செப்ட் வந்துருச்சு நினைக்கிறேன்ல. My friend spends 200 rupees per day. I have 50 rupees. I know that some of the young people who joined the Shivajinagar boys school have left the school because their classmate அவங்கெல்லாம் 500 rupees spend பண்றாங்க ஒரு நாளைக்கு. எங்க அப்பா எனக்கு 100 ரூபா தான் கொடுக்குறாங்க, I could not. எங்க அம்மா எனக்கு 50 rupees தான் கொடுக்குறாங்க, I could not. Comparison, right? Comparison is all. Yeah, these are happening. Yeah, it's all happening. The gap between income and expenditure, epidemic of comparison, and then shared realities of modern life. Daily commuting in the traffic la poitu varadhukku munadi Bangalore traffic is something different. என்னைக்கா டிராஃபிக்ல மாட்டிருக்கீங்களா? டெய்லி நல்ல வேலை டெய்லி போடுங்க. டெய்லி actually people that people are studying, doing research on this road rage. இந்த போறதுல என்னெல்லாம் பண்றோம்னு தெரியல. You'll be late for some meeting or for class or school or work or church of course late ஆக பரவாயில்லை, except church எங்கனாலும் நம்ம டைமுக்கு போகணும் அப்படின்னு. See, that actually it affects us. Then the paradox of pursuing dreams while experiencing burnout in corporate life. We have our own dreams, but சில நேரம் யாருடைய ட்ரீம் நம்ம ஃபுல்ஃபில் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம்? நம்முடைய பேரண்ட்ஸ் இல்ல? வெரி குட். அண்ட் இல்லைன்னா ஒர்க் பண்ணுறோம்னா நம்முடைய இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷனுடைய விஷனை நம்ம ட்ரீமை ஃபுல்ஃபில் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். ஸோ there is always psychologists say there is always a struggle within us. Whose dream? Why should I do this? So it is then urban, modern and socio-economic pressures. It is always there. Okay, the next one is challenges to social support. Ideological differences, interfaith and intercaste tensions. It is not only interfaith but interfaith, intercaste, interdenominational. Bengaluru interdenominational. நம்ம போய் நீங்க சிலவங்க போய் கேட்டு நீங்க யாரு அப்படின்னா நான் சிஎஸ்ஐ இல்லை, நீங்க நான் வந்து கேத்தலிக், நான் வந்து லூத்தரன், நான் வந்து மெத்தடிஸ்ட், நான் இதெல்லாம் நினைச்சுட்டு நம்ம ஹியூமன் பீயிங்ஸ். இப்போதான் பார்த்து தெரியும் நம்மளாம் சிஎஸ்ஐ, நம்மளாம் லூத்தரன். See, the very thought, interdenominational tension. இன்னொரு குரூப், the Pentecostal group, அவங்க நம்மலாம் அவங்களுக்கு பாவிகள். Pentecostal இருக்கீங்க? See, that is their faith. We should not criticize, they should not criticize our experience. Everyone has their own spiritual Christian experiences. So, interfaith, intercaste tensions, and then systemic loneliness and social isolation. So none of this can happen. This is one of the worst psychological aspects that people go through experience. Maybe we are part of youth fellowship, but we feel still lonely. And நம்ம வீட்டில் 5 பேர் 10 பேர் இருக்கலாம், பட் ஸ்டில் வி ஃபீல் லோன்லி. நான் வந்து என்னை புரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுக்கு யாரும் இல்லை. Who can understand me is a big question that we live with right now. Many of us, I try to do something good, but people don't understand me. That is the context for systemic loneliness. And next is the spiritual battleground. Challenges within relationship, interpersonal, and divine dimensions of struggle. Again, interpersonal struggle. How do I relate? அவன் வந்து என்னைய மதிக்கிறதே இல்லை. As a Christian, I should respect. It's a question mark. Yeah. I am good to this person. I am good to my husband. I am good to my classmate. I am good to my colleague. But he or she is not. Then whether I should continue to be good to him or that is a question. Right? It's a very common question. Even in our families, it can happen. Right? And then frustrations and disappointments in the church. This is a big struggle that many of our youth are going through. We know what the church is doing. We talk about the corruption, we talk about the leadership crisis, we talk about all the politics, and then at the end of the day, we are fed up, we are going through frustrations. Right? Is it not true in Bengaluru? Yeah, very much. Being a CSI pastor from 94 onwards, I can very well talk about CSI. The way that we have our own attitude, towards it's a reality which we live. When we hear about rumors, we hear about allegations. Okay, then what is the next one? The last one. We are talking about the context in which we live, right? In which we are talking about overcoming mental health challenges, chronic emotional fatigue. Many youth nowadays we all go through this, and not only youth, even others, elders. At one point, it's enough for me. Many people told me, even yesterday, one person was telling me, "This is enough. I want to end my life." Emotional fatigue. This is enough. Why should I live? What is the purpose, the meaning of my life? So that is a big question. And then low motivation and discouragement, the cumulative impact of interconnected pressures. Now the emotional pressure, it affects our performance, our education, our relationship. நம்ம என்ன நினைச்சிட்டு இருக்கோமோ, நம்முடைய anxiety, நம்முடைய anger, நம்முடைய discouragement can affect all other aspects of our human life. சில பேர் நல்லா படிச்சுட்டு இருப்பாங்க. என்னுடைய ரிலேட்டிவ் ஃபேமிலியில் he used to actually even compete in the spelling, and he used to perform very well. At one point, suddenly, all of a sudden, his father passed away. Very all of a sudden. His whole education, he has gone through a kind of emotional fatigue, and it has affected his performance. It has affected his whole life. It could be true. With any one of us, those who are sitting here, it affects the whole holistic aspect of the impact. Okay, the second part. Next, first part is understood. We are trying to understand overcoming and we started with kind of general understanding, that we concluded with that it is complete victory we can have, and also the midst of formidable challenges. ஒரு மரத்தினுடைய பவர் எப்ப தெரியும்னா, சுனாமி வந்தாங்க, இல்லைன்னா ஸ்டாம் வந்தாங்கன்னா, இது நிற்குமா நிற்காதா அப்படின்னு, இல்லைன்னா all trees are common, same. நம்முடைய வாழ்க்கையில கூட we will know when we face the challenge. And what are the challenges? Only the second part that we were trying to understand. Right, 7 kinds of challenges. That we started with the cockroaches. Right, the context of cockroach Janata Party, and moved on to the spirituality. Right. The third and the final part that I want to say and conclude is previous one. Overcoming is becoming. So yeah, we are not talking about some concept. We are not here to talk about கருத்தை நம்ம பேச வரல, ஏதோ ஒரு தலைப்பை பற்றி பேச வரல. It is about becoming something individual, and as community, as a God's church, as St. Paul Youth Fellowship, what we can become, right, by overcoming. Moving beyond. Moving beyond. Challenge, overcome, and then what is next? That what is next only, I am bringing this concept of becoming. We all can become what we can become. Right? And the second part on the 7 context can become the obstacles for us. Am I making some sense? Yeah. 7 obstacles, 7 challenges can stop us from what we can become. Yeah. I'm not talking about becoming a doctor or becoming an engineer. It is little beyond that. What I can become as a doctor, what I can become as an engineer. It is not becoming a doctor. We are not talking about that. But becoming a person, being a doctor or being a student, being a sports person, being a worker, being a secretary or a leader or a pastor, right, as a researcher. Next. There are 5 things that I have brought as a process, and quickly we will go through. Before that, Christian overcoming is not merely resistance, it is transformation. Overcoming is transforming one's life. நம்ம இப்போ எதெல்லாம் நம்மளால டிஃபீட் பண்ணுறதுக்கு அந்த ஐடியா டிஃபீட்டிங் வேர்ட் சொன்னாங்க இல்லையா, எதெல்லாம் நம்ம டிஃபீட் பண்ண விரும்புதோ, பவர் வருதோ, it is not just overcoming but transforming that into something to become something. Right? Paul நல்லா தெரியும். There is a pastoral counselor called Howard Clayton. Actually, he talks about becoming. He says becoming what you can become. And what is freedom? Removing all the obstacles from our life, which is blocking us from what we can become. Right? It is not that, as I said, as a student, you can become. இப்போ நம்ம என்ன பண்ண முடியுமோ அதை பண்ணாமல் இருப்பதற்கு என்னெல்லாம் சேலஞ்சஸ் இருக்குதோ அதை ஓவர் கமிங். Right? Am I making some sense? Yeah. The next one is next. Number 1, IMG process I am going to talk about. The first one is reclaiming our identity. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Reclaiming identity. Living authentically both online and offline. நிறைய பேருக்கு ஏதாவது ஒரு போஸ்ட் போட்டா போன போஸ்ட்டுக்கு 150 லைக்ஸ் வந்துச்சு, இதுக்கு how many likes? Only 149. What happened to that old fellow? That and so they don't like me, they don't, they hate me, and I am worthless fellow. All kinds of thinking will come to our mind. So how many have I do not know as how you are here, but our online and offline life, gives a kind of identity nowadays, right? Rediscovering and defining who I am. நான் யார்? நீங்க யார்? A very big question. Who am I? நான் யார்? That is my identity. நான் யார் என்பதை யார் தீர்மானிக்க வேண்டும்? நான் தீர்மானிக்கிறேன். It It is not that someone determines or defines who am I. We are not talking about that. We are talking about I decide who am I. Right? என்னுடைய ஐடென்டிட்டியை நான் தீர்மானிக்கிறேன். Anchoring oneself in a primary identity rooted in God. மாஸ்டர் சொன்னாரே ஒரு நாள் பைபிள் பத்தி கடவுள் பத்தி ஒன்றும் சொல்லவே இல்லை. No, rooted in God. What do you mean by rooted in God? What is our basic identity as a Christian, as a human being? நம்முடைய basic identity என்ன? What is our basic identity? நம்மலாம் name, okay? Good, little forward. Basically, they are human beings. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, they are human beings. But what kind of human beings? That identity is. We should. Come on. Christ like little. You are in New Testament. Go to Old Testament. You are in New Testament. Christ like. Go to Old Testament. Image of God. Yeah, image of God. We are created in the image of God. We all carry that image of God. Yeah. It is not that my friend in South Tamil Nadu is created, North Tamil Nadu, no, low image of God. Everybody is created in the image of God. Right? Bengaluru is created in the image of God. Every village rural created in the image of God. So we all are created in the image of God. That's what I mean. We should reclaim that identity, primary identity rooted in God. The moment we think that I am created in the image of God and I am a child of God, that gives a different vibe. Yeah, vibrant and it helps us. One or 2 months முன்னாடி I was taking diocese level ஒரு couple retreat group நம்ம பேசுறதுக்கு. So I told them that why I should not beat my wife. என்னுடைய மனைவியை நான் ஏன் அடிக்கக்கூடாது, இல்லைன்னா என்னுடைய சகோதரியை நான் ஏன் அடிக்கக்கூடாது அப்படின்னா, my wife, my sister also created in the image of God. ஸோ நான் அவங்களை அடிக்கிறேன்னா யார் அடிக்கிறேன்? கடவுள் அடிக்கிறேன். Next time don't beat your husband also, okay? Yeah. See, everyone is created in the image of God. That is rooted in God. Now, we have to reclaim that identity to overcome. Right? Many of us, we are thinking overcoming at different level. Now, I am talking about the basics. Overcoming is overcoming who am I, our own identity, reclaiming that identity. I am a child of God. I am created in the image of God. And the identity vandichina, then we will overcome all other things in our life. So next, the next process is reimagining the Sabbath. Okay, the Sabbath is oivna, இல்லையா? ஓய்வுனால நம்ம reimagining பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா, let me read. Learning to step away and pause, reordering priorities, embracing rest and renewal as spiritual practices. What do you mean by this? ஓய்வுனாலனா ஓய்வு. சர்ச்சுக்கு வராமங்க. What I am talking as a metaphor, ஒரு ஓமையம். Now சபாத். சிலவங்களுக்கு எப்பயாவது வேலை செய்யாம இருந்தா அது பாவம் நினைக்கிறேன். ரிலாக்ஸிங், கோயிங் ஃபார் ஃபேமிலி டூர், ஃபேமிலி ட்ரிப், ஸ்பெண்டிங் டைம் இன் த ஃபேமிலி, சிட்டிங் அண்ட் டாக்கிங் இஸ் ரிலாக்ஸிங். It is, that's what the last one, spiritual practice. It is a spiritual practice. இதுக்கு உதாரணம், பெஸ்ட் உதாரணம் யாரு? பெஸ்ட் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஓய்வு இருந்ததுக்கு பெஸ்ட் பிராக்டிஸ், பெஸ்ட் உதாரணம், the best example Bible. Sorry. Yeah, கடவுள். God himself or herself, whatever may be, he rested. Yeah. And I was thinking little beyond that. அதில் என்ன இருக்குது, கடவுள் படைச்சாரு, ஈவினிங் என்ன சொன்னாரு, இதை பார்த்துட்டு இது நல்லா இருக்குது அப்படின்னா அப்படின்னா நைட்லாம் ஒரு ரெஸ்ட் எடுத்தாருன்னு அர்த்தம். நாட் லுக்கிங் எடுத்த மொபைல் இல்லை. Relaxing, resting is spiritual practice. We need the Sabbath. That's why, if you want to overcome, we have to reimagine our Sabbath. How I'm going to spend. Reordering priorities. எது நமக்கு முக்கியமோ அதை செய்யறது overcoming, right? Process. Right. Okay, next. 3 more quickly. Redirecting from isolation to community. சிலவங்க they want to be always alone. அவங்களுக்கு என்ன சொல்லுவோம், இன்ட்ரோவர்ட்னு சொல்லுவோம். இல்லைன்னா is a very என்ன டைப், ரிசர்வ், யார்கிட்ட பேச மாட்டான், நம்ம சிரிச்சா கூட as if I have done something wrong. Even in some places when we go, automatically I say something. So most of the people will smile or at least laugh or smile. கொஞ்சம் பேர் அதெல்லாம் that is beyond my, you are not touching my standard. The type they are very seriously looking at. Afterwards, next time you do not want to say any joke also. Otherwise you have to say please laugh when I have told a joke. Isolation. We isolate ourselves from others. If you want to overcome, you have to be part of a fellowship. That's what I mean. Being part of youth fellowship is that building meaningful networks. Next, creating safe spaces for sharing means we all should have at least 2 or 3 people with whom we can share our inner struggles that we go through. கொஞ்சம் பேர் சொன்னா அதை பொலிட்டிசைஸ் பண்ணி நம்ம அடிச்சுக்கணும். கொஞ்சம் பேர் சொன்னா அதை they will label us, they will name us. இந்த ஃபேமிலி இப்படிதான், இந்த பையன் இப்படிதான், இந்த பொண்ணு இப்படிதான். But we should cultivate. If you want to overcome all other obstacles, you have to cultivate a kind of spaces for sharing, people for sharing. Cultivate trusted relationships or mutual support. Next, reaffirming kingdom values. Kingdom means relationship. Okay. Nowadays, the feminist theology, and they don't call it kingdom. Why not kingdom? Why it is kingdom values? Right. That's why nowadays people use this word kingdom values, means relationship. Relationship. Very quickly, compassionate leadership. Before that, ethical citizenship, taking a courageous stand with uncompromising integrity and integrating justice, peace and love into everyday life. நீதி, அமைதி, சாந்தம் and அன்பு, இதெல்லாம் ஒண்ணா இருக்கும். நீதி இல்லாம வர்ற சமாதானம் நீதி அல்ல. இப்பதான் ரீசெண்டா எந்த 2 நாட்டுக்கு இடையில deal நடந்துச்சு, யூஎஸ்க்கும் ஈரான். Today actually in Switzerland they are going for further talks. It should be justice based. It should be justice centered. So நம்ம வீட்ல எல்லாத்தையும் அடக்கி ஒடுக்கி வச்சிட்டு பேசாத பாருங்க எவ்வளவு அமைதியா இருக்கு சொல்றது, it is not a peace. That is not overcoming that we are talking. Justice, நீதியாக இருப்பது, அன்பாக இருப்பது, சமாதானமாக வாழ்வது எல்லாம் ஒண்ணா இருக்கும். Right? That is the process that we are talking. And the last one is refocusing the relationship. Machine, human, divine. Someone called all that ChatGPT, Gemini, where another today. Okay. Deep sea, what is that? China. Yeah. So all that have become for people machine God. One scholar recently, 2 days ago, we had a consultation workshop at UTC. He was talking about machine God. He named it all these as machine God. I don't need anyone. I can just put everything in the Gemini and get all the answers. And AI companion, yeah, now no need of any therapist. You type your problem, it gives you beautiful comforting words. We have AI pastors. கொஞ்ச நாளைக்கு பிறகு காலேஜ் தியாலஜிக்கல் காலேஜுக்கு வேலையை இல்லாமல் இருக்கு. We no need of any pastor. They are beautifully they are conducting services. AI priest, AI therapist, everything now. So we are having machine God in our mind. Now we have to overcome that. Now there is a God, there is a God, there is the God. So how do we overcome that machine God mentality? And then we should move from wishing human relationship to human-centered relationship. Somewhere we have lost the human touch. Somewhere we have lost the human touch in our life. We have become more machine-oriented. UTC now. How many of you have visited UTC campus? Oh, almost everyone, thank God. But then I should be very careful what I'm going to say. There is a lawn. After lunch or dinner, people will meet 2 or 3 people will be walking around the lawn. நல்லா நடந்துட்டு இருப்பாங்க ஒருத்தவங்க பேசிட்டு இருக்க மாட்டேன் எங்கேயோ போர்ட்ல இருக்கிறவங்க பேசிட்டு இருப்பாங்க இல்ல they will be looking at it. See, somewhere we have lost, we become addicted to this mobile which is in our hand. The whole world is in our hand. Whatever you want, you can achieve it. Somewhere we have to move beyond, the process of human-centered relationship, genuine human connection, not merely digital connection. We are beautifully connected digitally. Recently, for a research finding, I was reading an article on psychology. It says people are very comfortable to connect with, for example, me and all our friends. But I am comfortable to connect him digitally, to communicate, to converse, not in person. In person, I am not good. I don't have words to talk to him. I don't know what to talk. The content is very limited. But I can talk hours together in WhatsApp, chatting, Instagram, several other things. Right? So people have become masters in digitally connected, and human connections are limited. I think the process we have to become a human connected person, trusting in God's victory even in the midst of trouble. Then, please, if you have Bible, John chapter 16, verse 33. Usually, in last session, Youth Fellowship, the Bible first வாசித்து பேசுவோம். I'm reading at the end. John chapter 16, verse 33. Can someone read? Any language is okay. Yeah, please read. John 16, 33. What a beautiful word, verse. Jesus is telling to his disciples, actually, to his followers, I have told you these things. Again, I am telling you again. Okay? So that's what the message was. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. I am not to disturb you, but உனக்கு சமாதானத்தை கொண்டு வருவதற்காக நான் சொல்றேன் இல்லையா? What is the context? The context is in this world you will have trouble. அதுதான் நமக்கு பெரிய ப்ராப்ளம். வெறும் சமாதானத்தை மாத்திரம் கொடுத்தா பரவாயில்ல. In the midst of trouble, you understand now. Actually the whole thing is taken from here as the framework. Challenge, obstacles, the context, different kind of context. Then comes a beautiful verse, assurance from God. என்ன சொல்றாங்க? Take heart. But take heart. Yeah, அதில் வேற என்ன வருஷன் இருக்குது தமிழ்ல யாரும் சொல்லுங்களா தமிழ் பைபிள் திடன் கொள்ளுங்கள் இல்லையா ஆங்கிலத்தில் என்ன சொல்லியிருக்காரு டேக் ஹார்ட் திடன் கொள்ளுங்கள் வை I have overcome the world means overcoming is possible. That's a message that I want to leave with you. Okay, nothing else. In everything mandapala, please be sure overcoming is possible. Becoming is possible for a Christian, for the disciple of Christ. Enna challenge irundalo, whatever may be the struggles, challenges that we face within us, they are within us, interpersonal, and with God, in our families, intra families, inter families, enna nadandalo sollama overcoming is possible. Shall we say? That is the message, friends. Overcoming is possible. What else you need? Why overcoming is possible? Already he has overcame on the cross, and then he has brought that hope, peace, and all other things. The simple thing is have faith. Right? Overcoming is possible, and all that is are 7 challenges, right? Because we are human beings, we can become better human beings because we are created in the image of God, and the beautiful verse, new creation. We can become a new creation. Means, இப்போ நான் இப்படி இருக்கிற டாக்டர் இருக்கிறவன் அதுக்காக ஃபேரா மாதிரி கடவுள் அப்படிலாம் கொடுக்கல இல்லையா நான் எங்க இருக்கேன் இந்த மாதிரி யூஸ் டு பை திஸ் ஃபேரன் அது நீ யூஸ் பண்ணுறீங்க இப்போ நம்ம வந்துடலாம் ஃபேரன் லவ்லி வாங்கி எப்படியாவது பூசி எப்படியாவது நல்லா சிவப்பாயிருக்கலாம்னு பார்த்தா ஒன்லி தட் ஃபேரன் லவ்லி கம்பெனி பிகம் ரிச் நான் அப்படியே we are not talking about new creation in that whether you are dark, whether you are fair, or the word fair is a நல்ல word of course. Whether you are different identity, we say overcoming is possible. God bless you. We will have maybe 15 minutes. Can I take? Okay, what is the plan? It is coming. Oh, okay. I thought we have to go back. So, shall we overcome the hunger for some time? Shall we do one 10 minutes group discussion? Okay, very quickly. Shall we say 1, 2, 3, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I lost that number. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Then you are 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. You are 4. Okay. Very simple question. Go back to that. 1, 3. Okay, no. Next. Okay. Group number 1, Group number 2, can you come inside? I'm going to Group 2 inside. Group 3 that side. Group 4, maybe that corner. Please take your chairs. And sit. Group 1 is my left. Group 2 is on my right. Group 3 is Group 3 left side top, and this side. Please take your chair and sit. I'm going to give one question to all of you. Please take answer very brief answer, okay? Just I will tell you one. Okay. Group one. Group one question is what do you mean by overcoming? You will have to ready for that. But what is overcoming according to you? Right? 3 points you can make. Only 3 points, okay? Uh, Number two, your question is what are the current challenges to overcome? What are the challenges that we should overcome? Very realistic now, but you just write down 3 things, okay? 3 things. Group number three. Group number three. Yeah, group number three. What are the possibilities to become or recommend? What are the possibilities for a person to become? We spoke about becoming, right? Now, what are the possibilities a person can become? There is no right or wrong answer, friends. Please write down only 3 things, okay? The fourth is how can God help us in our overcoming process? Okay? 3 items. How does God help us to overcome human challenges? 4 things, okay? Uh, One of you can come back and report your leader. Yeah, only 5 to 7 minutes. That's all. Only 3 things you have to write. Friends, you got 3 more minutes. Next, we have one more. Friends, I hope that please sit and that. Yeah. Wherever you are. I think the last group is still discussing about that is about God. So that we need more time. It's all two. Oh, yeah, one more thing, yeah, please. Okay, thank you. So, what is the question? Can you tell us the question, please? Group number one. Yeah, whoever is appointed or selected or elected, whatever may be, the leader, you can tell the question. Please read out the question and then give only 3 points. Yeah, you can tell your name.
Hello, I am Joel. number one team has answered the question, what is overcoming?
Please listen, okay? Please listen. Yeah.
Overcoming is transforming oneself every day. Overcoming is being rooted in faith. Overcoming is facing challenges, knowing God is journeying with us through the challenge.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Very important points. Yeah. Like, God is journeying with us. In overcoming is to be sure have that assurance, knowing God and also God is with us. It's a very beautiful way of understanding overcoming. Thank you. Second group.
So, our question was the challenges of overcoming. So, the first one we thought, like, in this present world, how distraction and noise is actually a kind of blocker to us to overcome anything. And second is maintaining and sustaining the relationship, the emotions amongst us. And the third one is the expectations of our peers and the other age factors and gender diversity. So actually age factors like something where I expect my brother to not even one another, why can't you do this? And something like amongst the peers as well. And the last one is I want to say overcoming financial situations. How do we move across and yes.
Thank you. The central point in the relationship. I think that's the right point. In this world, this time, the most affected or the victim of our human life is relationship. Somewhere we have lost human touch, human relationship. Thanks for that. And also this, that's what we spoke about epidemic of comparison. Now you should do what as I did. That your son should do as a father does. No, again it's about our relationship. Thank you very much. I think very good point. Group number three.
So, group B, the question for us was, what are the possibilities to become? So, point number one was change from within us. I would say, intimacy with Christ by overcoming our self-desires and jealousy.
Yeah, the central point is change. Change between and then change in terms of relationship with God. Very good. Yeah, I think go to Tamil Nadu, water. Change is very, very significant aspect in our life. So the moment we think that change is possible, we will come. Excellent point. Yeah, both groups.
The question given to us is, how can God help us overcome our challenges?
How can God help us to overcome?
Well, this is the verse John 16:33, which the challenges we face social media, advertising, urban spell, traffic spell, and another. There is a verse in 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 7, which is cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. So when he cares for us, we can just cast anxiety and we can just work on you to care of you. We don't have to worry about your last.
I think the central point is depending on God. It is not about the moment when we think about overcoming our duty. it is I overcome. The language should change. We overcome. When we say we overcome, in that we, my friend is there, my community is there, my daughter says, we together we overcome. I think that's a beautiful song. We shall overcome, right? Can anyone of us help to sing that song and then we will conclude with that? We shall overcome. I'm not a good singer, so no, I should not say I'm not a good singer. I'm not a singer. So, anyone start? That is a very popular song, right? Familiar song. Anyone can start, yeah. Please Google it. Yeah, you start.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday.
Yeah, beautiful. The song also says, we shall overcome. Means me and my God and my fellow human beings. And then deeply in my heart I believe. No, that's what it is emerging. I should believe that the change is possible. And we shall overcome one day. That one day could be today. It's not some other day. So let us go from here with that hope and faith. Becoming is possible. Overcoming is possible. We shall overcome with God. Okay. God bless you. Thanks for listening and thanks for your understanding and also thanks for all these points that you brought up. Thank you.
Thank you, Rev, for the wonderful message. And the topic which you have taken, overcome, and for this current generation is very useful to overcome all the things that they have been going through. The generation which they have been going with the peer pressures and anything. And this section will be very useful for them to overcome. And yeah. Can you all see the sound? So we have a small total mobilization area for you, and I would like to call Ayah to come forward and give us a small total mobilization to Ayah. Ayah, thank you so much for this involvement. I would like to call Ayah to go to the
அன்பின் ஆண்டவரே, மகிழ்ச்சியான இந்த ஓய்வு நாட்டுக்காக நாங்கள் நன்றி கூறுகிறோம். நீர் எங்களுக்கு தந்த திருச்சபைக்காக, அதனுடைய ஆயர், அவருடைய குடும்பத்தாருக்காக, திருச்சபையின் ஊழியர்களுக்காக நமக்கு நன்றி செலுத்துகின்றோம். வாலிப பிள்ளைகளை அஞ்ஞானத்தை ஊழியர்களை கொண்டு அநேக நல்ல விஷயங்களை நாங்கள் தெரிந்து Thank you.